Right. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to XGENVerse. As you already know, I am Osiris. Otherwise, you might know me as Robert. But I am the founder of XGEN. Today, we're looking at Bitcoin. We're going over trends, patterns, and probabilities. And right now, I have the 15-minute chart up. And you're seeing a lot going on. You're seeing some different patterns. You're seeing different moving averages, volume, RSI. We're going to clean all of this up, simplify it, and start out with just breaking down the trend lines. So let's go out to a bigger time frame. And we'll get into this as well with our channels. Matter of fact, let's just do wow. All right, so right now we're looking at Bitcoin on the daily. So starting with our trends, we just want to figure out our swing lows and our swing highs. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the weekly, matter of fact. Makes it easy. Grab some horizontal lines. Let's map these out. Oh, let's undo that. All right, let me try this. All right, now we got a clean chart. All right, so now we've identified some key levels here, which we actually wicked off of a key level. Go into some smaller time frames.
These boots are made from a single piece of premium American leather tanned in Pennsylvania. They're built to last. The leather is pretty special. Small scratches basically heal themselves. And with a Gore-Tex waterproof lining, rain is no problem at all.
So there's some of our swing highs, some of our swing lows that we've identified.
And after 12 hours on your feet, they still feel great. We've reinforced key areas, so even if you're a bigger guy, these boots hold up just fine. The rubber sole is flexible, grippy, and surprisingly lightweight. We've sold a lot of pairs, and honestly, we've had very few complaints about comfort. Right now, they're 70% off, and you've got a 30-day risk-free return window. If you're after a tough, comfortable boot that actually lasts, these are definitely worth a shot.
On the 12-hour, you can see we're actually in an uptrend.
Boots have a 100% waterproof Gore-Tex lining.
So we're getting to our channels.
70%
we got our highs, we got our lows.
Weighing just 900 grams, they're ultra light. Rainy job site or rocky trail, the Vibram sole gives unbeatable grip. Built with 2.8 millimeter full grain leather, they're 3 times more tear resistant. Goodyear welted and tested by 3,000 plus workers. One pair lasts up to 5 years. Orthopedic insoles and reinforced ankle support reduce pain and fatigue while helping prevent sprains. The wide impact-resistant toe box eases pressure from bunions and hammer toes while offering top-tier protection. Got a story to tell? Upload a photo of your most worn-out boots. 3 lucky winners will get a $200 voucher.
All right. So there you have your highs, your lows for your trends. See we're in this upward channel as well, but we need to break back above this midline, make a higher high. Does look like we have room, plenty of room to climb up on the RSI back up here. Okay. So now we've identified some of our trend lines and channels. Let's go ahead and look at some patterns. I want to make this real easy. Start with the weekly. We've got this huge cup, big handle, and the pump to the upside. Bullish pattern. Here you had a falling wedge, which is bullish, with a bearish pendant. So depending on the moving averages is how you determine if this is really bullish or bearish in the volume. You have a rising wedge, which is bearish. It did come down. Still in this cup, massive pump. And then creating a handle. Now we have multiple probabilities that can play out. Just looking at the patterns. So one, you see we have this upward channel indicating that we're going up. Let's zoom in on that. Now, one possibility that I see is that we come back to retest this 108K anywhere really from this area. We can also take our fibs too to find some of these main trends. Just going from our swing low to our high. Yeah, look, we have that great bounce off of that. We can go to the settings here. I have some settings. I have to change all that, but you can go ahead and turn on all those different Fibonacci numbers. It gets you your support and resistance as well. But I am thinking we could come up here. That's been a main trend line that we've respected since the beginning of the year. So you look at this is January 1st where we hit this. Even at the end of December, we hit an all-time high. Retested it, broke above it, and then it acted as support multiple times throughout the year. Eventually, we did break through it. So there is a good chance we could come back up to retest that. Now, one possibility is if that does happen, you could have a head and shoulders pattern form. Get this upside for a right shoulder. You're looking at massive downside. Probably more like to down here. Now, what's another possibility? So here we have a triangle pattern where it could go break out either way. We do have a double bottom here. The probability of that is about 55%.
I'm the guy who quit his job, sold everything except my cat, to buy a boat, and sit.
we got a lot of patterns going on in here. So this rectangle will just be the size of the rectangle. That can also go either direction. And I'll get into how do you know which way it's going to break out, how to treat it if it's bearish or bullish. So we're definitely seeing consolidation going sideways. So let's take it back here, kind of go through these. So I started out with the weekly going over the head and shoulders concept. Same thing here. Where you got this left shoulder, take the neckline from the head. It's pretty on point. You got the fallen wedge. Let's not do that. So here to there. So that did not fully play out. We got a reverse head and shoulders, which is bullish. That did not play out. Then we've gotten a double top here. So here's your double top with the red. Failing to break resistance. We hit a double bottom, which is bullish to the upside. Got a triple top here. Create this rectangle. right, so let's match this with some volume. So we do got a bearish pendant. I'm pulling up our moving averages. So we did break above the 21-day moving average, so that's bullish. And we do have bullish divergence here, which is also bullish. But we are below the 200-day moving average, which is still bearish. So we are in this bearish pendant.
I ran a couple quick tests with Guardio, and
we already showed that measure move earlier.
Exactly what was compromised and what I need to do next to lock things down. And it doesn't stop there. It blocks phishing links the moment that you click, flags fake websites, it filters sketchy text, and it's going to warn you about those suspicious emails. It's like basically my own digital bodyguard. So do yourself a favor and protect yourself. Click the link below to get Guardio now.
Yeah, so right now there's a good chance we come retest this 21-day moving average. I like to call that the truth ribbon. So anytime you get far away from it, you tend to pull back. There is a huge volume profile node here as well. We do have a large one below us at 87. There is a lot of liquidity sitting at 87K. You see this lines up to here as well. There is a good chance that we could come down to 87K. But if we can break above this and the 21-day moving average and come retest that 200-day moving average, you could see a massive rally. Anywhere from that 96K to 108K, that's when we're going to need some serious liquidity or some type of narrative, something to help push the market. And then we could see some all-time highs. When I say all-time highs, I'm talking roughly in this area. Somewhere 130 to 150K Bitcoin. Let's do a flex up here. Bitcoin, me flexing when Bitcoin hits 130 to 150K. I think everyone will be happy. Let's take a look, see what Solana is doing. Some other alts I've been bullish on: Bitcoin Cash and Zcash. As far as altcoins go, so similar situation. We did have this double bottom, came up. Now we have this triangle pattern. does look like we failed to break above the 21-day moving average. So that is bearish. We are at a support level here, but if we break below this, we'll retest 122. Now we are at a support level, so we do have some hope here. We're completely oversold. But it's hard not to say this doesn't have more downside for Bitcoin and Solana. We do have a falling wedge, oversold. But ultimately, we'd have to break back above the 200-day moving average to be bullish. 21 is below the 200 on the 5-minute as well. So we do have some bullish indications where we're completely oversold. We have this falling wedge, double bottom, failed to break out. It does look like we could break out this falling wedge back above the 21, but we'll have to get back above here. If we break back above here though, we're going back up to 138. At least 137, but it could really rip higher. It's 134. Yeah, it could just go to 134 as well. You could end up getting a cup. Where you get something like this into the upside. So that's another possibility. Yeah, but see, it's even looking bearish on the 1 minute. So we started from our bigger time frame of the weekly. This does even look kind of like a bear flag as well. It's on the daily. XGEN targets had entered a short at 212. It's currently hit its first target.
These boots are made from a single piece of premium American leather.
This will bring us down to the second target.
The leather is pretty special. Small scratches basically heal themselves. And with a Gore-Tex waterproof lining, rain is no problem at all. They're super comfortable too.
Our XGENVerse trends indicator.
After 12 hours on your feet, they still feel great. We've reinforced key areas, so even if you're a bigger guy, these boots hold up just fine. The rubber sole is flexible, grippy, and surprisingly lightweight.
ATR is
We've
good.
sold a lot of pairs, and honestly, we've had very few complaints about them.
Yeah.
Right now, they're 70% off, and
so this is a custom-built XGENVerse indicator here, completely free for the XGEN community.
These are definitely worth a shot.
And here it gives you on the high time frame, which you can set this in the settings. I have set to 4 hours. So on the 4-hour chart, the trend is bearish. Now let's see if we can find. So on the 1 minute, so I can show you as an example, it does say it's bullish, but on the high time frame, it's bearish. Volume is okay. ATR, which is the average true range, is low. So what does that mean? That basically that means it's consolidating. It's going sideways. If the ATR percent is high, that means that the average true range with these candles is a lot more volatile, which is good. You want there to be volatility. So we did have a double top, failed to break above the 200-day moving average on the 1 minute. We do have a high profile volume node here. So we could hold support here, come back up. I'll try to go in with a microscope on this. 30-second above the 200-day moving average. So we're wicking off of our support there. So yeah, if we come back up above that, that's going to be bullish. See the 21. We did break above the 21. We come retest it. So hopefully we can hold it. We're going to wrap this up shortly. I will do a part 2, go into more of the probabilities of how do you know if these are going to play out with these rising wedges, these falling wedges, double tops, triple tops, double bottoms, triple bottoms, head and shoulders, reverse head and shoulders. You got complex head and shoulders, triangles. You got bull flags, bear flags. We got the cup and handle. So there's a lot going on. We're going to get into it. I'm going to do a part 2, and we'll go over the probabilities of those playing out, along with on some of the different time frames as well of those playing out. I will also do some different episodes where I go into greater detail of the XGENVerse targets indicator and the XGENVerse trend indicator. We also have a custom built RSI indicator, which is similar to your average, your typical RSI. It just has this little screen here, and it calculates your bullish and bearish divergence, which I can teach you how to do that on your own. We'll cover that as well, but it is nice, just keeps it clean for you to see. I appreciate everyone for watching. I hope some of this was helpful. Doing all the fun Christmas stuff with the family, so I was rushing to try to make something happen. I will be getting a new cord for my audio interface, so I will be able to hook up the microphones and the speakers. I'm still debating if I'm going to use the green screen, as I am still decorating the room, so we're going to get some artwork in here. It's going to be a better vibe. I do have a lot of news coming for XGEN as well, and everything that we're building, so I'm super excited about that. So I will come into some of these channels, go on the live, break some of it down. Of course, we have the shorts you've been seeing with the XGENVerse, decentralize everything. We're working to try and make that happen as quick as possible for the holiday. If not, it'll be right around the corner for January in the new year. We're going to be planning our first crypto networking event in Nashville. We've have our first big conference in Fort Lauderdale, March 5th through the 8th. So that's going to be a 3-day event. It's going to be crypto. It's going to be modern finance in general. So we're going to be talking about crypto security, stocks, Forex, real estate, financing, how to get funding. There's going to be panels of guest speakers, educational workshops. We're going to have a big after party on the rooftop with DJ Litmus. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're partnered with different NFT communities as well that will be there to show up, display some of their different artwork. And we also have a partnership with artvibe.com. So that is an NFT platform. The founder of artvibe.com will also be at the event along with some of her team, and they will be speaking, doing a segment as well. So I'm super excited about that. Super excited about a lot of different community members from XGEN flying in for this event, meeting at the first time. I have been hosting monthly crypto networking events all of 2025 in Fort Lauderdale at the Easton, completely free to show up, meet different people, great networking opportunities, met a lot of great people, some of which that joined our XGEN community. So those events are going to continue to happen thanks to them. And we're going to now expand it to Nashville, do the same thing with the goal of eventually doing a big conference as well here. And we will be partnering with different communities as well, as ultimately I am a crypto media news platform. So I do want to shine light on different projects, different builders that I find are doing interesting, cool things in the space and doing it the right way. And that goes for different blockchains. I am building on Solana, as it is the fastest, most upscalable, cheapest blockchain. So it only makes sense to build here on Solana. We have XGENVerse.com. That is the crypto media news platform. It is currently under the process of going under an upgrade as well. So we have a lot of cool stuff going for that. We have the trading indicators. I do have a special gift coming out for the XGENVerse community for Christmas time. I've been working on a book. So basically everything I've learned over the last 8 years of trading, maybe even almost 9 years now, which really only since 2019 of actively trading. and a few years before that of actually buying crypto, getting into Bitcoin. I spent really about a year just researching Bitcoin after learning about it, after really learning about it as like an investment opportunity, because I did hear about Bitcoin much earlier and know of it. But as far as investing, that came later, becoming an active trader, 2019, leverage trading. So it's definitely been a journey. I put everything into this book about a lot of the core principles to be a successful trader, how the markets work, some of the narratives that push the markets, or really how narratives push the market. And I really get into different with the whales and how liquidity works. I do have a chapter completely dedicated to my trading style for both day trading and swing trading. And I go into depth, breaking it down, going over some of these different indicators and how I use them in confluence with each other, not to overcomplicate things and confuse yourself, which that can happen when you start getting all these different colors and different indicators. So you want to keep it simple. Try to find 3 real good indicators that work in conjunction with each other. And that's the idea with the XGENVerse indicators. I built 3 indicators. One is your trends, one is your target, one is your RSI. So it's a real simple concept. You go to your 4-hour and you look to be completely oversold or completely overbought. You look for a bull signal or a bear signal, depending on if you're longing or shorting, and pull up your targets indicator once you find that you have a good trade for a long or short, and that gives you your targets for your take profits with your stop loss. We'll do a part 2 getting into the actual probabilities of these different chart patterns playing out. So that'll become less confusing. And of course, I did put some extra stuff on here just to show an example. So for one was these drawing the channels, and then just highlighting and labeling this stuff so you can see it. My indicator as well with the trend, it's showing you that hidden and bearish divergence. So that is all those symbols you're seeing pop up. We're going to get into all of this stuff. We're going to get into our moving averages. We're going to get into volume, more into trends, more into these patterns, and getting into the probability, because ultimately it's all about math. We'll do some episodes. We'll talk about setting up those stop losses, getting into the targets, and figuring out our risk versus reward ratio before setting up a trade, because you want to have at least a 3-to-1 ratio with a goal of winning at least 4 out of every 10 trades. That's all I have to do to be profitable. So we show up every day, we be consistent, we put in the work, we go off the probabilities, we do the math, and we make it happen. That's the goal. It's just slowly grow over time. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. Next time I will come back. I'll share a lot of these updates with you as well of what we got cooking, the decentralized everything with the t-shirts, the merch, hats, sweatpants, sweatshirts. I'm super stoked for it. So more to come with that. So just stay tuned, and we'll be here trading live. I'm not in any trades right now. So next time we get on the stream, let's see if maybe we can even get a trade going on. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night.